Well, hi to everyone out there. I hope you're enjoying all the things that I've been doing online. Got 29 subscribers, so thank you guys for signing up. Hopefully I can give you a laugh every now and then with my funny sense of humour. So here's a review on 2 lenses, and I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to the fight of the century. I'm Derek Hilton, and in the left corner in the black shorts is a 70 to 300mm standard Canon lens. And in the right corner in the white shorts is the 70 to 300mm L lens. Alright, I want a clean fight from you two. There'll be no scratching of lenses and no bending of iris blades. Okay. Let's get ready to rumble! Round 1, fight! Round 1, that's price. Buy these on the internet for about $500 these days, plus your delivery. So it wins hands down. There's 2 points straight away. With our L lens though, at $1,300 I paid for this, delivered on the internet. So it was a bit of a bargain, I thought, but there you go. Clear winner is the standard lens. Round 2, fight! Round 2, well, that goes to the standard lens as well, and that's on weight. It's 630 grams, so it's fairly light, it's easy to chuck around. Doing kids sports or any sort of sports, do portrait shots and every angle and not hurt your wrists, and you can go all day, which I have done many a time with this lens. And the L lens, well, that's a whopping 1 kilo 05, so it's a bit of a beast to cart around. Really hurts the wrist, especially when you're doing portrait shots, because I usually sit on the ground when I'm doing kids sports and that to make their jumps and that look a bit more spectacular. But it really hurts the wrist because you get on that angle with your portrait shots and even just standing around, so it's really heavy and it's a pain in the ass when you're carrying it around all day. Round 3, fight! Round 3, well, this is where the standard lens gets left alone from here on in, because the L lens, well, I'll give it 1 point for this round. That's focusing distance. That's 1.2, where the standard lens is 1.5. So it's only a little bit, but it does make a difference sometimes. Round 4, fight! Round 4, well, that's focusing noise. How loud it is when it's trying to focus in on something. Well, the points go to the L lens again, and I'm going to give it 5 points on that, because it's very quiet and it does its job a lot quicker than this. This is extremely noisy when you're focusing, and it really struggles to focus on a subject. Now, I've just got my hands on the Canon 7D Mark II, which I'm going to do a bit of a review on, but that'll be next week. Have a little bit of whinging, but not too much. But anyway, back to this. Clunky as anything. Here's a bit of a clip from the Canon 7D Mark II. And it has no awesome focusing system, so you can hear just how clunky it is. That's not real good. And then the L lens, the difference. Quite a bit. So this really struggles to focus on a subject that's got something else in the background. Round 5, fight! Round 5, well, that goes to the L lens again. Stabilizer noise. Here's a few little clips I've got of both lenses on the 7D Mark II. The L lens, well, it's quite quiet. You can hardly hear the stabilizer. The clunky old standard lens, well, that's really loud. It sounds like a train and a truck coming all together at once. It's really noisy. Round 6, fight! Round 6. Now that goes to the L lens. Again, good 5 points for this one, and that is actually focusing. That does it nice and smoothly, whereas this one, it struggles. It's really bad. It's in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, bang, focus, if you're lucky. So it's been a thorn on my side for a long time. Now my main camera I've used for the last nearly 6 years is the Canon 5D Mark II. So with its focusing system, which is quite crap, that everyone knows about, and I whinge about a lot, the two together, oh boy, they just struggle like mad. This made a huge difference. It'll grab a hold of the bird on a branch a lot quicker and a lot better than this would. So it's a clear winner to the L lens. Round 7, fight! Round 7. Well, I just have to hold my piece of paper for this so I don't forget. It goes to the L lens again. 5 points for this round. 19 elements in 14 groups versus 15 elements in 10 groups. So there's a hell of a lot more glass in that L lens, and it makes a big difference with quality in all areas. So there you go. Round 8, fight! Round 8. Well, that goes to the L lens again. Clear winner with chromic aberration. And that's why it's got so many elements of glass in there to cope with that sort of stuff. Whereas this doesn't have much hope in the world with that. And how do we check chromic aberration? Well, that's around the edges of people. You can, and when they're backlit especially, you'll pick up a little bit of purpley sort of a colour, a bit of patchy, sort of blotchy browny patches on the sides of people or branches, like I've got this little clip of here. A couple of photos I've taken with the L lens, where there's no chromic aberration I can see, and with the standard lens there's a bit there, so it certainly don't win no prizes, that's for sure. Round 9, fight! Well, this round's all about image quality. What's the difference between the two? Well, it's not a massive amount. The standard lens still gives you fantastic images. Now, it all depends on the light. Well, it's the same with any lens or any camera. It's all about light. Now, here's two sports photos. My daughter playing netball, and you can see not the fantastic conditions with this one to take photos of sports. It's overcast, but did get a shaft of light coming through, so I managed to grab a couple of nice photos on that day. And if we zoom in, crop it a bit, you can see that there's a little bit of patching on the skirt. So that's with the L lens. If I took the same photo on the same day, that blotching would be smoothed out a lot. Now here's one in perfect conditions with the standard lens. So it's a great photo, crisp and clear and nice. And here's one of the same conditions with the L lens. So they both do a great job. Now with the harsh conditions I have out here in the forest, I have to use a flash all the time because there's just not enough light coming in. So with lots of different colours in the backgrounds with ferns and stuff like that, do get colour blotching with the standard lens and with the L lens as well, but the L lens will smooth those blotches out. Now with the standard lens and the Canon 5D Mark II, which is old technology, old sensor, now I hate any noise in my images, so I couldn't go past ISO 400 with the Canon 5D Mark II because of the sensor. Now when I put the L lens on, all of a sudden I can push the camera's ISO up to 500, which has allowed me to try and increase the depth of field by shutting down the iris. So I try and keep up around f10, f11 for the sweet spot on most of your lenses to get that greater depth of field. So the L lens helped me a little bit more there, push it up one more stop, I suppose. So that's the difference between the two in image, that the L lens will just soften down any noise in the background, where the standard lens, it's just there and it's in your face. So that's image quality. Fight! Alright, this last round, well, that goes to the L lens again as well, and that's with dust protection. The standard lens, it says dust protection, but I'm telling you, it ain't got no dust protection. Within a week of me buying this, underneath the first lens, on the second lens, it was about 50 particles of dust. I was very shocked. I know I muck around out in the bush here, so you're going to get stuff, you know, small particles, but these were quite big, not microscopic sort of stuff. Now, this is 6 years old, so it's had a lot of use, but within 1 week it was full of dust, and within a month there was just hundreds of particles in there, and it's grindy as. Now this is where you're going to get the rubbish come in, because there should be a seal in there, and obviously it's not very good if there is something in there, bit of rubber, whatever, it's not doing the job. So yeah, and that makes it, you can hear it. But the L lens had this 2 years now, and there's not 1 ounce of dust in there. It's as clean as the day I bought it. So it's got beautiful weather sealing. Probably give it 10 points just for the weather sealing. Beautiful. It's really quiet, and actually you can sort of hear that there is like an O-ring or something in there. It's very smooth and does the job well. Round 11. Fight! So what's my thoughts on these two lenses? Well, I think you've already worked out what I think of these two. This one, the standard lens, which I forgot to mention, is the gold band version of the standard lenses. This is for your snapshotter, your DSLR user that just wants to take photos of the flowers in the backyard or the dog playing. They just want a good zoom that they can zoom in on things and take a snapshot. Camera set in auto. Go on holidays and take snapshots of the family. So this lens, it's cheap, or reasonably cheap. It's lightweight, so it's for those type of people, which is probably the bulk of the photography community out there. They'll love that lens. Keep it away from where you're going to get dust in, like in the bush here with the pollen and stuff like that, and you're laughing. So for the rest of us that want to get the best quality we can out of our camera, the L lens series obviously are the way to go. So the hype about them, I've shown you that it's correct, and they're well worth the money. Now my next review, the 7D Mark II. What's my thoughts on it? Well, is it as good as the hype? Whenever a camera comes out, there's tons of hype, there's heaps of reviews, everyone talks about them being fantastic, but they always gloss over things, don't they? And that happened with me with the 5D Mark II. A lot of hype about that camera, and I've got some gripes about that one, and I have about this too. But anyway, that's for the next review. I'm Derek Hilton, and I'll catch you on the next one.